Are you truly ready for what's coming? Because whether you feel it or not, everything is about to change. This isn't just a minor shift. This is a complete recalibration of your internal landscape, all triggered by the potent energy of Mars in Pisces. Think of a time when you felt completely unprepared for a major life event, the disorientation, the sense of being swept away by forces beyond your control. That feeling, that's what's at stake if you're not truly aligned with what's unfolding. This isn't about luck or chance. It's about the deep inner work of preparing your spirit. Mars in Pisces is not your typical transit. It's a potent clash of opposing forces. Mars, the planet of action, drive, and assertion, submerged in the sensitive, emotional, and spiritual waters of Pisces. This fusion creates a unique environment where your deepest, often subconscious, emotions are brought to the surface. Imagine Mars as a powerful surge of energy, and Pisces as the great ocean of feeling through which that energy now courses. The currents are powerful, pulling up everything that's been submerged beneath the surface of your awareness. This isn't just a disruptive period, it's an opportunity, a profound invitation for deep emotional release and spiritual growth. You're not merely navigating changes, you're being given a chance to transform through them. Think of it like this. A seed that is covered in old growth can't sprout until it's cleared away. Just like this, what might feel bad at the time can become one of the greatest turning points of your life. Before we dive in, let's establish some context. Mars, on its own, embodies the principles of direct action and forward momentum, often showing up as a surge of energy. Think of how you feel when you are fired up and ready to go. That's Mars in action. Pisces, by contrast, is the realm of dreams, compassion, intuition, and deep emotion, like the feeling of overwhelming love for someone. It's sensitive, it's fluid, it's receptive, but when these two combine, it creates an environment that demands a completely new approach. This isn't about planning your next move, it's about preparing your inner world for the seismic shifts to come. This energy should be approached from the inside, not the outside. You won't be able to strategize your way through it, you'll have to feel your way through it. This is not just another minor astrological event. It's a significant and rare occurrence, different from the usual, predictable transits that typically occur. This isn't about a small adjustment. This is about a fundamental shift in the way you experience your reality. It's like comparing a gentle rain to a full-blown hurricane. The energy is that intense, and the impact is that personal. The normal transits may feel like a gentle breeze that shifts your path slightly, but Mars in Pisces is like a powerful wave that redefines the very shoreline. It demands your attention, and it's not about luck, it's about your intention, how you're choosing to face what is coming. This energy has the potential to trigger profound changes, both internally and externally. Imagine a situation where you are suddenly overcome with intense emotion, perhaps a long-buried fear or resentment that seems to explode out of nowhere. That's the potential influence of Mars in Pisces, surfacing unaddressed emotions. These feelings don't stay hidden inside you. This can lead to relationship shifts, where old tensions erupt, career changes, triggered by a sudden need to align with your true self, or even spiritual revelations, as your inner world shifts in ways you never expected. For example, if you've been avoiding a difficult conversation with a partner, this transit might create an environment that brings it to a head, revealing underlying fears you haven't addressed. Navigating this energy effectively isn't about having all the answers. It's about developing the awareness to understand what's happening and the grace to move with it. It's not about avoiding these feelings, but moving through them with understanding. The insight you gain from this message is key. It's a specific road map that others may not have, a guide to turn turmoil into transformation. This message is your compass during the storm. For example, someone who is unaware of this transit might react to heightened emotionality with anger and defensiveness, creating more chaos, while someone who is informed can approach these challenges with understanding and self-compassion. This all stems from the understanding that true readiness isn't about a checklist of external preparations. It's about the internal state of your being. It's not about avoiding your feelings but processing them. It's the courage to look within and cultivate emotional and spiritual alignment. This is a journey you must take yourself. Astrological transits, like Mars in Pisces, are cosmic events that influence our human experiences by stirring up inner and outer shifts. Think of it like the weather, which doesn't cause you to feel any specific way, but does influence your environment and your plans. Similarly, planetary energies act as catalysts, influencing our emotional and physical environments. For instance, a full moon might amplify existing emotions or bring a sense of completion to ongoing projects, but this is a broad effect. Mars in Pisces, however, is not broad. It is directed and very personal, focusing on revealing specific parts of you from the inside out. It is here to push, and the only question is, will you allow that push or will you resist it? True readiness, then, isn't about having all your ducks in a row. It's about having a clear heart, a centered mind, and a soul that is ready to learn. It's not a destination. It's an ongoing process of becoming more aligned with your authentic self. It's not something you achieve through strategy, but through the choices you make in each moment. You cannot get ready for this energy as though it were a test. You have to be ready on the inside, and this transit is here to help you do exactly that. This means acknowledging the unacknowledged. Therefore, Mars in Pisces acts as a catalyst, bringing hidden emotions, subconscious patterns, and unresolved traumas to the forefront of your awareness. It's like shining a spotlight into the corners of your mind, revealing things you might have preferred to keep hidden. This isn't something happening to you, it's happening for you. It's the universe's way of saying, it's time to clear out the old to make way for the new. This transit will not let you hide from yourself. Remember the duality of Mars and Pisces? This is a recurring pattern. You'll be asked to integrate opposing forces within yourself, the assertive with the receptive, the action-oriented with the compassionate, the individual will with the spiritual flow. This is a call for inner balance, a call for a different approach to your own self. You will be asked to embrace this inner conflict not as a problem, but as a path toward integration. So, are you truly aware of what's happening within you? Are you ready for the shifts that are already beginning? Have you felt a stirring from within, perhaps an inexplicable emotional shift, or a pull towards something you can't quite name? The truth is, this is a pivotal moment, and ignoring this message now may lead you down a path you weren't meant to take. The changes are coming whether you feel ready or not, that much is certain, and how you choose to meet them will define your next steps. The pattern of challenge versus growth we've touched on will become more clear in the following sections, including practical ways to manage it, so stay with me. We're about to delve deeper into the details. Let's now dive deeper into the heart of this transit, specifically focusing on the dance between Mars and Pisces. Remember that duality we touched on earlier. It's not just a theory. It's a lived experience. Mars, in its purest form, is about directness, about cutting through obstacles, about making your mark on the world. It's the energy you feel when you're laser-focused on a goal and nothing can stand in your way. Now, picture that same energy submerged in the watery depths of Pisces, a realm of sensitivity, intuition, and boundless empathy. It's like trying to fire a cannon underwater. The force is still there, but its expression is completely altered. This clash can manifest in subtle yet impactful ways. For example, you might find yourself feeling intensely driven towards a goal, yet simultaneously overwhelmed by self-doubt, unable to take the necessary steps. Or perhaps you're feeling an intense anger at an injustice, yet instead of asserting your needs directly, you find yourself using passive-aggressive behavior that leaves you feeling unheard and misunderstood. This push-pull creates internal tension, a feeling of being stuck in the middle of two opposing forces, and the result is often inaction or misdirected action. The challenge here isn't about eliminating this duality as if it were a fault, but about integrating these two powerful forces, learning to use them in harmony with each other. It's about finding a way to be assertive without losing your empathy, to be driven without sacrificing your intuition, to find your own unique way to express yourself in this energy. This is the core of the battle between the inner masculine and feminine that's being revealed during this transit, and it's a critical piece of your personal readiness. The emotional landscape during this transit will not be subtle. This isn't about feeling a little off. This is about the potential for extreme emotional volatility, like the sudden, unexpected shifts in a powerful storm. You might experience intense irritability, feeling like you're on a hair trigger, ready to snap at anyone for the smallest thing. Overwhelm will be a common experience, as if you are carrying a weight that feels too heavy to bear. Anxiety, that constant hum of unease, may be amplified, making it hard to find your center. Sadness, perhaps for no apparent reason, might wash over you like a tide. And then there's the feeling of being lost or directionless, as if you've misplaced your compass in a fog. It's crucial to understand that these intense feelings aren't random. They're not happening to you. They are signals, data points, revealing deeper, unresolved issues that have been waiting for this precise moment to surface. Think of these feelings like the warning lights on the dashboard of your car. They're not there to punish you, they are there to tell you that something needs your attention. These intense emotional experiences might manifest as snapping at a loved one, or isolating from friends when feeling insecure, or maybe overreacting to a small problem. None of this is bad, it's just data. It's showing you what you've been avoiding, what needs to be brought into the light, and what must be released. You're being asked to be very aware of the how of your feeling, not just what you are feeling. This is not a time to push these feelings down or ignore them. It's an invitation to move into them with awareness and curiosity, and this awareness is a crucial element in this transit. What's happening internally is often mirrored in your external world, a phenomenon known as energetic mirroring. During this transit, your inner emotional state is frequently reflected back at you through the events and interactions in your daily life, and these situations are rarely random. For example, if you have an underlying feeling of anger or frustration about a particular situation, you might find yourself in an unexpected argument that amplifies those exact feelings. The specific details of the argument, the people involved, even the timing of it, aren't just random occurrences. They are reflections of what is happening within you. A sudden, unexpected argument is not just a clash of two people. It's also a mirror reflecting back your own unresolved internal conflict. It's a clue that something inside needs to be acknowledged and healed. This is happening across the board during this time. Therefore, it becomes incredibly important to pay attention not just to what is happening, but also to how you are feeling about it, as these feelings are the key to understanding what needs to be addressed. Every interaction and every event is a potential clue, a piece of the puzzle that, when put together, shows you the truth of what is going on inside. This period is asking you to see the external events not as random inconveniences, but as direct reflections of your internal state and an opportunity to grow. This is a level of engagement that may be new to you, and this kind of awareness will be key during this transit. Now, let's reframe the idea of this being your last chance. This isn't about a final attempt to avoid some catastrophic event or to get it right before a deadline. Rather, it's the universe offering a final, potent opportunity to clear away the old, emotional baggage you've been carrying around so you can move into a new phase lighter and more aligned. This isn't about a deadline, it's an invitation, one that requires that you actively participate. Think of it like this. Imagine you're preparing for a long journey, and before you go, you're given the chance to lighten your load, to release the heavy, unnecessary items you've been carrying so that your journey is easier. You won't be forced, but it will be so much easier if you do. This is the purpose of Mars in Pisces, a cosmic cleanup, the last push to clear your emotional closet before a significant shift. This transit isn't here to punish you or test your worthiness. It's here to assist you by bringing everything to the surface so it can be acknowledged and released. The universe is not a taskmaster. It's a loving guide who wants to see you liberated, so approach this time with an open heart and a willingness to let go, and it will respond to you with the same energy. This is your moment. Are you willing to embrace it? This is the bridge between the emotional and the spiritual, and as we move forward, we must consider the energetic shifts that occur as the veil thins, blurring the line between our world and the spiritual realm, which is also happening now. Think of the veil as a kind of filter, separating our everyday reality from the vastness of the spiritual dimensions. During this time, this veil becomes more transparent, allowing greater access to spiritual insights and intuitive abilities, and to the messages that flow between the worlds. This heightened access means that the messages you receive, both from your own intuition and from external sources, will feel more potent and direct. For example, you might suddenly understand a situation you've been struggling with, as if a light has been switched on, making everything clear. Or a specific symbol or number might start appearing in different places, grabbing your attention as if the universe is trying to show you something specific. This isn't a coincidence. It's a result of the thinning veil, which allows these messages to reach you more easily and clearly. It's like when the dial on a radio is perfectly aligned and the signal becomes stronger. This increase in clarity isn't happening just for some people, it's happening for everyone. So, are you paying attention? The veil isn't just thinning. It's becoming more permeable, like a membrane that is now more porous, making you more receptive to the subtle energies, dreams, and inner voices that exist all around you. This transit can significantly heighten your spiritual sensitivity and intuitive perception, almost like your antennae are becoming more finely tuned to the frequencies of the universe. You might find yourself experiencing vivid, meaningful dreams that carry important messages, or having a sudden urge to follow a random thought or idea, or an unexplained knowing that something is right or wrong without any logical reason. This isn't just wishful thinking or random impulses. It's your intuition operating at a higher level, offering guidance in ways you may not have experienced before. Perhaps you'll find yourself inexplicably drawn to a book that contains the exact information you need, or you'll find yourself having a conversation that shifts your perspective in a powerful way. These subtle shifts are not random and will continue to grow. The universe is actively communicating with you during this time. Are you willing to listen? These shifts will continue, and your sensitivity will grow. Therefore, you must also learn to navigate the shadow side of this increased awareness. This heightened access to spiritual dimensions isn't without its challenges. It can also make you more susceptible to fear-based distortions, making it critical to use discernment. Not every message that comes through is from the highest source. Some messages may be coming from your own fears and anxieties, masquerading as insight. It's like trying to listen to a clear radio signal with static interference. The message is there, but it's also being muddied by noise. You might find yourself drawn to information that reinforces your negative beliefs, or you might experience moments of doubt or confusion that cloud your intuition, or you may notice the tendency to use these spiritual messages to avoid taking personal responsibility for a situation. It's critical to remember that not every message is from your highest guidance, and that the ability to discern the source of your inner knowing is more important than ever. So, what does that mean in a practical sense? How do you tell the difference between genuine guidance and a fear-based illusion? Ask yourself, does this message inspire love and growth, or does it create fear and anxiety? Is it empowering you or disempowering you? Does it call you to action, or does it encourage stagnation? These are important questions to ask during this time, and your answers will guide you towards clarity and inner alignment. The next step in this journey is learning to trust yourself as the ultimate source of wisdom, which is key during this transit. During this time, your self-trust will be the most important tool in your arsenal, which brings us to practical steps you can take during this transit. The ability to discern between fear-based distortions and true guidance is essential, and journaling can become a key part of this process. Start by taking some time each day to sit in quiet contemplation, bringing your attention to your breath, and then begin to write, allowing the information to flow without judgment or censorship. Don't worry about making sense, just let the words flow. Pay attention to recurring patterns, to themes that emerge over time, to the feelings that accompany certain thoughts. This process will help you understand the subtle nuances of your inner guidance system. It's like learning a new language. At first, it feels foreign and confusing, but with practice and patience, the messages become clearer and more meaningful. When you receive a message, ask yourself, does it feel expansive and empowering, or does it feel constricting and limiting? Is it leading me towards greater love and compassion, or is it feeding into fear and judgment? The ability to trust your own knowing is the most important aspect of this transit, and your ability to trust yourself is directly correlated to the tools you're willing to use, which is where the grounding and emotional regulation come in. Now let's talk about how to anchor yourself in the midst of these swirling energies, and that's where a grounding meditation becomes a powerful tool. Find a quiet place where you can sit comfortably. Begin by bringing your attention to your body, noticing the feeling of your feet on the floor, the sensation of your breath as it enters and leaves your body, and the gentle rise and fall of your chest. This isn't about trying to change anything, just about being present with the sensations in your body. It's like putting an anchor in the ground when the wind is blowing. This feeling of being grounded will support you through the intensity. As you breathe, imagine that you are drawing energy up from the earth through your feet, like roots reaching deep into the ground, and that you're also drawing energy down from the sky, like a beam of light connecting with your crown. Feel yourself being held and supported by the earth and the cosmos at the same time. This process will help you to feel centered and stable, allowing you to move through the intensity of this transit with greater ease and clarity. Repeat this process as often as you need it, especially when you feel yourself becoming overwhelmed or pulled off center. The physical sensation of being grounded will bring clarity to your intuition, so it's a key process. Journaling is another powerful tool, acting like a compass, guiding you through the complexities of your inner world. But not just any kind of journaling. You need focused, intention-based journaling that guides you towards self-discovery. So ask yourself, what am I avoiding feeling? What old patterns am I ready to release? What limiting belief is preventing me from moving forward? What do I truly desire? These questions aren't meant to be answered intellectually. They're meant to open a doorway into your subconscious mind, where the answers already exist. Approach your journaling as a dialogue with your higher self. There's no judgment here. Just honest, compassionate exploration. Write as if you're talking to a friend who loves you unconditionally, allowing yourself to be vulnerable and honest. This process will bring deeper insights and self-awareness, helping you understand the underlying patterns that have been shaping your life and will help guide you towards a more aligned path. Don't worry about being correct, just be honest with yourself, and the answers you need will emerge. This process, combined with healthy emotional regulation, will form the cornerstone of your self-management during this transit. The intensity of Mars in Pisces will demand that you know how to regulate your emotions, and practical emotional regulation techniques will be your greatest ally. Deep breathing exercises are one of your most easily accessible tools, like an instant reset button for your nervous system. When you feel overwhelmed, pause and take several slow, deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. This process calms the nervous system and brings your focus back to the present moment, helping you move from reactivity to a centered state. Then consider using emotional release techniques such as moving your body through exercise, going for a walk in nature, or putting on music to process feelings and release any stuck energy. All of these methods will be useful. You can also use creative expression. Drawing, painting, writing, dancing, or singing all provide pathways to express and process your feelings, creating a healthy channel for emotions to move through you instead of getting stuck. Creating a daily routine is also essential, as it offers you a sense of structure, consistency, and safety when everything around you feels uncertain, and these techniques are what will help you navigate this intense energy successfully. The energy of Mars in Pisces asks that you see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles, and this perspective shift is vital for your alignment. The challenging feelings, experiences, and relationship conflicts you're likely to experience aren't happening to you, but for you. They are acting as signposts, showing you the places within yourself that are ready for growth, so when something feels difficult, it's actually pointing you in the direction of your next point of evolution. What seems like a setback is actually an opening, a place where you are being asked to expand. If you're experiencing friction with someone you care about, it's not necessarily because that relationship is wrong. It's because the relationship is highlighting an area that needs your attention. If you feel triggered by something, it's not just about what someone else said or did. It's about what that trigger is revealing to you about an old wound that needs healing. If you feel lost or directionless, it's an opportunity to let go of external expectations and find your own path. Every challenge holds a hidden gift. This transit is specifically designed to move you forward, but it requires a shift in perspective to see the opportunities that are available to you. The purpose of facing these challenges is always the same: to release old patterns, those ingrained habits, limiting beliefs, and outdated emotional reactions that keep you from evolving. This is not an intellectual process, it's a felt process, an experience of consciously choosing to let go of what doesn't serve you. So, take a moment to reflect. What patterns do you keep repeating? Do you tend to attract the same type of unhealthy partners? Are you struggling to hold on to money? Do you find yourself constantly seeking external validation, or maybe procrastinating because of fear? These patterns, while they may feel comfortable, keep you trapped in cycles of repetition, and they will become more clear as the energy of Mars in Pisces continues. This is your moment to take responsibility for what you are experiencing and to actively choose to shift your behaviors, as well as your internal story. These patterns are clues to where you are ready to expand, and that's exactly what this transit is here to help you do. So engage with the process rather than resisting it. You must become an active participant in your life. Through this process of facing your challenges and releasing your patterns, you move towards emotional liberation, a profound sense of freedom from the limitations of your past. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about experiencing a true sense of lightness, as if you've shed a heavy cloak you've been carrying for years. It's like the feeling of taking a deep, full breath after being underwater, filling your lungs with fresh air, moving with ease, and feeling energized. The willingness to feel and process your emotions, rather than pushing them aside, leads to greater self-awareness and empowerment. You begin to understand why you feel the way you do, what triggers your reactions, and where your deepest fears are rooted. This awareness gives you the power to change, to choose a different way of being. This freedom isn't an abstract idea. It's a tangible experience of moving through the world without the weight of old wounds holding you back, like a butterfly emerging from a cocoon, ready to fly. The liberation is not only emotional, but also physical and spiritual. This transit has the potential to be truly transformative, and to instill that belief, I want to offer a few examples. Consider a person who had consistently attracted partners that were emotionally unavailable. Through similar transits, they recognized the pattern, acknowledged their fear of intimacy, and began choosing partners who were emotionally mature and loving. Or think of someone who had always struggled with financial insecurity and who learned to recognize their limiting beliefs about money, releasing the fear and attracting abundance. Or the person who carried old wounds of childhood and used this time to understand the origins of those wounds, then release the emotions and feel empowered to move forward. These examples are not isolated incidents. They demonstrate how individuals have used the intense energies of astrological transits, like Mars in Pisces, to transform their lives. These are real-life experiences, and these stories aren't designed to compare your journey to anyone else's. They're here to instill the belief that this kind of change is also possible for you. These situations show the possibility of transformation, not only for some, but for all of us. As you move through the energies of Mars in Pisces, You'll start to feel the shift as you step into alignment with the new energies, and the invitation to consciously co-create your future will become more clear. The shift has already started, and you are actively participating in its creation. Therefore, how do you want to feel from this point forward? This question is vital as the transit progresses. If you want to feel at peace, then make choices that support your peace. If you want to feel empowered, then choose actions that align with your power. Your intuition is a very powerful tool during this time, and it will help you make these choices, acting as your inner compass as you navigate your path. It's a subtle knowing, a gentle pull that nudges you toward what is right for you. Trust your intuition, trust your feelings, trust yourself. You have the ability to create the life you desire. What do you want to create? This process of conscious creation requires that you understand that your choices, both conscious and unconscious, actively shape your reality. You are not a passive observer in your life. You are an active co-creator, not just during this transit, but always. Every thought, every feeling, every action creates a ripple effect that influences the circumstances and situations you attract into your life. This also means that you are not at the mercy of external forces. You have more power than you realize, and now is the time to use it intentionally. If you are constantly focused on fear or scarcity, you will continue to manifest those experiences. If you choose to focus on love and abundance, you will start to attract those experiences. It's like the law of attraction, what you focus on expands. It is a very subtle process, but it's happening constantly, so choose wisely, choose with consciousness. This isn't a theory, it's a practical application of the power you hold within. The power of intention is the final element of the equation, because you must know what you want to create. Now is the perfect time to set clear intentions for your future, to consciously decide who you want to be and what you want to experience, because now is your personal reset. Your intentions are not just passing desires. They are a powerful declaration of what you're bringing into your reality. When you set an intention, you're sending a clear signal to the universe about what you want to create. The clearer and more specific your intention, the more potent it will be. Begin by getting clear on what you desire. Write it down, say it out loud, feel it as if it's already true. Then ask yourself, how do I want to feel in the future? If you're asking this question honestly, you will start to receive your answer. This process is about aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your intentions, creating a path toward your desired outcome. The universe is listening. Now, let's bring it all back to where we began. Remember that feeling of urgency I spoke of at the beginning? That wasn't just a hook to get your attention. It was a call to recognize the power of this moment and the importance of inner alignment. This transit isn't meant to throw you off course. It's meant to bring you back into alignment with your authentic self, and you are the only person who can make that choice. This entire message was a guide, a map to transform turmoil into transformation, and you now have the information you need to successfully navigate these shifts. You are not here to play small, you are here to do important work, and the universe is actively supporting you. The only question now is, will you choose to step into your power, or will you let the moment pass you by? The path forward is yours to choose, and the next section will be your guide. So let's bring all these threads together, because the moment has come to truly understand what's been happening. The unique dance of Mars in Pisces, that tension between assertive action and compassionate sensitivity, wasn't a contradiction, it was a catalyst. Your readiness wasn't about having all the answers, it was about your willingness to embrace the unknown, to dive into the depths of your own emotional landscape, and to understand what those waters had to teach you. The emotional processing wasn't an obstacle, it was a pathway, your specific path, the one that only you could walk, and it was necessary for the liberation that is coming. And the veil thinning, that wasn't just some interesting spiritual phenomenon, it was an invitation to connect with a larger, more expanded sense of self and the universe at large. These aren't separate pieces floating aimlessly in the void. They are all interconnected facets of a single, unified experience, like the notes in a symphony, each playing their unique part to create a larger, more profound harmony. The key is that they can't exist apart, they must work together, and it is in that synthesis that you find true understanding. This is the answer you've been searching for, and the information you need to step into your power. Now, can you see the beauty in the way these elements create a cohesive whole? And now, let's look at that last chance concept from a different perspective. This wasn't about some final warning, some cosmic threat looming over you. It wasn't a desperate plea to get it right before some imaginary deadline. No. This was the universe extending its hand to you, offering you the final, potent opportunity to release the old, to clear away the emotional debris that's been weighing you down, preventing you from moving forward. Imagine a room that's been filled with clutter for years. You can keep going along as is, or you can finally take the time to clear it out. This transit is that moment, that choice, the final clearing before you lay down the new foundation. It's not a punishment, it's a gift, a loving act of support from the universe, designed to help you move into a new phase of your life with greater ease and clarity. It's a cosmic favor, an assist if you will, not a judgment. The intensity you've been feeling wasn't intended to harm you. It was meant to push you, to bring you to the edge of your comfort zone so you could finally break free. This is not about being perfect, it is about being willing. You are being shown the way, now you must walk it. The intensity of Mars in Pisces wasn't a sign of chaos, it was a focused force for evolution, a laser beam hunting in on those parts of you that were ready for change, and you are ready. This transit was never meant to throw you off course. It was always designed to bring you back to your true north. It wasn't about surviving the storm. It was about learning to dance in the rain, which means choosing to move towards the intensity rather than away from it. This was an invitation, a personal summons from the universe, urging you to step into a more empowered version of yourself. You aren't a passive recipient, you are an active participant in the creation of your own life, so the choice has always been yours. The intensity you felt was not an accident, it was a call to rise, to meet your challenges head-on, and to finally release what's been holding you back. This wasn't about a test you needed to pass, but an opportunity you needed to embrace, and you are here now, having done just that. The universe offers the invitation, it's up to you to accept. And perhaps now you're seeing that the challenges you've encountered are not just obstacles on your path, they are actually the stepping stones, those transformative markers that guide you towards your greatest potential. This shift in perspective is key. Before, you might have seen emotional vulnerability as a weakness. Now you understand that it is your greatest strength, the key to unlocking profound self-awareness and healing. It's like seeing the scaffolding on a building. At first, it looks like it's blocking the beauty of the structure, but then you realize it's the scaffolding that allows the building to reach even greater heights. You are not the person you were when this video started. You are now someone who understands their own power. You've moved from a place of fear to a place of understanding, from victimhood to self-empowerment, and the journey has just begun. The discomfort was not the goal, it was the beginning of your transformation. Let's step back for a moment and recognize that your individual journey isn't isolated. Your personal experience of this Mars in Pisces transit is intricately woven into the larger tapestry of our collective human experience. Your willingness to do your inner work, to face your fears, and to embrace your authentic self doesn't just benefit you. It creates a ripple effect, sending waves of healing and positive change into the world. It's like dropping a single drop of dye into a clear pool of water. That drop might be small, but it colors the entire pool, making a visible shift. Every step you take towards your own liberation contributes to the liberation of humanity, so this is never just about you alone. We are all interconnected, and your healing, your growth, your transformation plays a vital role in the overall evolution of our planet. You are a vital piece of the whole, and your work is necessary for the whole to be complete. This journey is bigger than you, but it's still yours to take. That repeated pattern of challenge versus growth isn't just a concept, it's the very heartbeat of the energetic universe. Life doesn't move in a linear fashion, It moves in cycles of disruption and renewal. It's like the seasons. Winter doesn't last forever, spring always follows, and with it, new growth. So in the same way, these challenges you've faced, the emotional intensity, the moments of doubt or uncertainty, aren't anomalies. They are integral parts of the expansion process. It's not about avoiding the difficult experiences, but seeing them as portals for your next evolution. For each challenge carries the seeds of your future growth. A tree doesn't grow stronger by avoiding the wind. It grows stronger by bending with it, and this is the same process that is at play in your life. Each disruption, each challenge, is actually an opportunity to release what no longer serves you, creating space for new possibilities to blossom. So, are you ready to bloom? The implications of this transit aren't just fleeting, they are designed to create profound changes, the effects of which will last long into the future. This transit will leave you with a deeper sense of self-awareness, a greater capacity for emotional maturity, and a more profound understanding of your unique spiritual purpose. You've been given the tools to navigate your emotions with greater ease and understanding. You are now more attuned to your inner guidance, and you have learned to trust yourself as the ultimate authority in your life. It's like learning to read a map. Before, you might have felt lost and confused, but now you know how to navigate the landscape with confidence, and that's exactly what you've done here. The path ahead may not always be clear, but you are now equipped with the skills to move forward with grace and intention. The lessons you've learned will continue to serve you as you move into the future. Are you ready to step into the life you were always meant to live? This transit has been about looking at your life through the lens of evolutionary growth, and that lens will never disappear. You are not the same person you were when this transit began, and you will continue to evolve. Everything you have experienced, the challenges, the discomfort, the moments of clarity, the insights, it all had a purpose, and that purpose was to transform you. It's like finally understanding the true meaning of a piece of art. At first, you might have just seen the surface, but now you understand the deeper layers of meaning. You have been given the keys to creating a life that aligns with your authentic self, and that is a gift that will last a lifetime. You are equipped to choose with intention, to live with awareness, and to embrace the ongoing journey of self-discovery. You have arrived. Are you ready to take the next step? Let's bring it all back to the beginning, the questions we asked, the tensions we explored. Remember that initial feeling of being unprepared, that fear of not being ready? You now know that true readiness isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about embracing them. It's not about knowing all the answers, it's about being willing to ask the questions, and you asked them. That emotional intensity you felt in the beginning, that wasn't a sign that something was wrong. It was a signal that you were being called to a higher level of awareness. The knowledge you've gained has shifted your perspective. You are no longer looking from the outside in, you are looking from the inside out, and that subtle shift has changed everything. You've come a long way in this video, and even further in your own personal journey. You have successfully navigated this transit, and now you are ready for what comes next. And that brings us to the core pattern of challenge versus growth one last time, and you now know that your willingness to meet the intensity is the key to liberation. The cycle of expansion isn't ending. It's a continuous process of growth, of release, of renewal, so each time you are faced with a challenge, see it as an opportunity for evolution. And now, you have all the tools you need to engage in this cycle consciously. You are not helpless in the face of the unknown. You are a powerful force of creation, and you have the ability to navigate the ebb and flow of life with greater awareness and intentionality. You now understand that you are not at the mercy of the universe. You are an active participant in the unfolding of your own destiny. Remember, the key is not to avoid the challenge, but to move directly into it, knowing that on the other side is your next point of evolution. So, let's finally answer that initial question: what does it mean to be ready? True readiness isn't about achieving perfection. It's about cultivating the courage to face the unknown, to move towards the intensity rather than away from it, to feel your feelings instead of avoiding them. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery, one that never truly ends. This transit was an invitation to begin again, a loving push towards greater alignment, and you have answered the call. Remember, this wasn't a threat. It was a promise, an assurance that the universe is actively supporting you, always, in every moment. And that, you now understand. You now know that the universe has your back, and now, the intensity of this transit is beginning to recede. It's like the sun finally peeking through the clouds after a long storm, and as the intensity softens, the lessons you have learned will settle into your heart. The pressure you might have been feeling is now easing, your heart is opening, your mind is settling, and a new sense of calm is entering your being. The seeds you've planted are beginning to sprout. Imagine a seed that has cracked open, pushing through the soil, reaching for the sun. It's been a journey, but you've done it. You are now moving towards the next phase of your life with new understanding and inner awareness. You have successfully navigated this transit, you have done the work, and now it's time to receive the rewards. You are not alone. You are seen, you are loved. And you are ready, so as you move forward, I invite you to consider these questions. How will you integrate these lessons into your daily life? What new intentions will you set for the future? What does your intuition tell you about your next steps? Take some quiet time to connect with your inner wisdom and allow the answers to emerge. This isn't the end, it's a new beginning. The journey has just begun, and you will continue to evolve. There are always more questions, more paths to explore, more growth to experience. This is the beautiful process of life, and you are fully equipped for it, and there are so many other paths to explore together. There are so many other aspects of your spiritual journey we could explore, and so many other ways to understand the impact of cosmic energies on your life. Each piece of knowledge opens the door to a new piece of knowledge, like a never-ending circle of discovery, and there's so much more that awaits you. So, what doors will you open next? I invite you to share your experiences and insights in the comments below, creating a space of community and shared support. Perhaps you will help someone else to understand their process, and you will certainly help yourself through the act of sharing. We are all in this together, and your story matters, and your voice is needed. This is a safe space, a place to share, a place to grow. And if you're ready to continue this journey of self-discovery and spiritual exploration, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more insightful content. There is so much more for us to explore together, and I'm excited to see where your path takes you, because this is just the beginning. The path is long and beautiful, and there's much more for us to explore together.